Calvin hasn't heard this BRZ yet, and I told him that it's honestly the loudest car thing I've ever heard, especially the...
It looks cool though.
It looks great. It looks really cool the way the exhaust pipes like angle up. It's like pretty hot boy, and they came out really, really well.
I am already regretting this decision.
Like the most startling thing is just like the initial start and idle. Like it's ridiculous, and I wish that it would transcribe through the camera, but the volume never will.
Oh, man.
But I'm gonna start it.
Maybe you should keep it.
And I want your reaction.
To SEMA like that.
No.
Do I have to stand this close? I don't want to, I'm gonna stand in frame. I'm gonna stand in frame. Yeah, alright. Ah! Don't plug your ears. Ah! No, what the fuck? I don't want this. It's a little quieter. Do you think it's good? No, it's bad. It's just really loud. Why? I'm gonna quickly interrupt today's video to say thank you to our sponsor, Squarespace. Whether you're making an online store or you're building a website, you can do it all through Squarespace. It's an all-in-one platform that allows you to manage inventory, manage products, and add or delete anything at any time. If you're a creator like me or have a new business, or even have like a side gig that you're trying to do, I really recommend using this platform because it's really simple and there's no installing anything, there's no patches. It's a very easy to follow website and everything is plain and simple, which that is something that I really appreciate because I don't have time to waste trying to figure things out. You can go to squarespace.com right now for a free trial, and when you're ready you can head over to squarespace.com/TJ Hunt and save 10% off of your first domain or website. There are millions of tutorials on Squarespace, so if for some reason you can't figure something out or it doesn't come naturally to you, you can also just look it up on YouTube or Google it, and there are a ton of tutorials out there that are very easy to follow, so there's no excuse not to try it out if you're looking for a domain or website. So be sure to check out Squarespace if you're looking for that, and thank you so much for Squarespace for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to the normal programming.
Today's focus is not going to be on the BRZ, but it is going to be on the RX-7. The AccuAir system that we are running on the car has a calibration process because we're on height sensors rather than pressure sensors. On my BRZ and on Calvin's BRZ, I'm on pressure sensors, which means that the computer that controls the air in the bags is going off of PSI in the bag as this form of regulating height. Whereas now with the AccuAir setup, I'm running height sensors, which is literally, if you guys don't remember, it's like a little module calibration system that is on every single wheel that measures the degree of each wheel, and to get that set up properly you have to calibrate it. Now the calibrating process only works when the front and rear can air out all the way, but because our rear fitment is a little bit aggressive, we cannot air out all the way. The fronts work just fine, but the rears, they don't quite tuck all the way, so we need to roll the fenders on the RX-7, and I don't have the best relationship with rolling fenders. Dustin is actually on the way down right now and he's pretty good at it, but Calvin and I have brought a heat gun today, and this is usually a pretty necessary ingredient to a successful roll.
Without breaking your paint.
Yeah, the idea is to not crack paint. Ideally, we would have done this before the car went off to paint. Surprisingly, we forgot. I didn't even think to do that before we went to paint. So kind of my own fault. So hopefully everything goes well today. If anything does crack or anything does damage, like the Supra, it is going to hurt, but I will get it fixed hands down. I will not let this car suffer with cracked paint. But before we go any farther with today's video, I want to give you guys a heads up. For all the boys in California, all the Southern California boys, I'm talking to you, even Nevada, even Arizona, September 22nd, that's about a week from now, Dance Wars LA is gonna be in town, and not only am I going, but literally all the boys are going, and we have the biggest booth spot that you can get. No joke, 100 by 200 feet. That's massive. I normally have like a 10 by 10 booth. So LA, San Diego, I'm really fishing out to you guys. I wanna see you guys come strong. I'm gonna bring the FD, the Supra, and the BRZ. I'm bringing all 3 of my cars out there, so if you want to see this FG for the first time in person, the first time I'm ever revealing it, you already know where to go. Stance Wars LA. I'm gonna be reminding you guys, September 22nd, be aware for that. Secondly, all my boys in Hawaii. We went out there for Spocom, the hurricane cam got canceled. I said that I wasn't gonna be making it out there. Correction, McGuire's is actually gonna be helping us out. They're gonna send me and Calvin, and I think Mickey, out to Hawaii. I'm not gonna have a booth, we're not gonna have a pop-up shop. None of that is gonna go down like we're gonna have for LA, but we are gonna be there. September 28th, we're gonna be back in Honolulu, Hawaii. No booth, no nothing where we walk around, but we are gonna be saying what's up to you guys, and we are gonna be giving out an award. If you're gonna be there, keep your eyes peeled. Be sure to come out, say what's up, because we're flying all the way back out just to hang out with you guys. Lastly, Chicago. We are finally coming out to see you guys. This show is gonna be on October 7th. We're gonna have a pop-up shop. Me and Calvin and Sabrina are all gonna be out there. This is our first time heading that way. So I wanna see so much love. I wanna see you guys shut the show down. I'm excited. I may be bringing one of the cars. Don't hold me on that, but I'm trying to bring one of the cars. I'm trying to see if we can get it shipped out soon enough. It's gonna be so much fun. There are 3 save the dates I just gave you. If you want information on any of those, look in the description. All the links and tickets will be listed down below. So the Magic Touch Dut is rolling these fenders.
Look at that, I just want to point it out. Look at his new shaded tattoo.
Speaking of Dustin flexing, we went and we saw Hodge twins last night. We reference them, or I reference them a lot in these videos, and a lot of you guys pick up on that. I've been watching them for years, and we went and saw their comedy show last night. It was phenomenal. If anybody's ever considering seeing their show, if they're in their city, absolutely go do it. It was phenomenal.
Oh, I saw you take a picture with them, Keith.
I got a picture with Keith and Kevin. It was great. These fenders are rolling pretty easily, so that's a solid.
Like the easiest fender I've ever rolled.
So Dustin's doing the second one right now, and I've already put the wheel back on this one, and we'll let it down and we'll see if it will touch or anything, but it was great. No paint crack. We're using the heat gun and everything's going safe so far, which is a positive. That's a nice new backpack you got there, Cal.
Douchebag, I don't know if you can say that on YouTube. Douchebag backpack. Looks good.
If anybody watches John Olson, you'll know. I think that's where a lot of people know where this company is. Douchebag sent us out a bunch of stuff, and the stuff is amazing. I love it. Thank you, Douchebag. Shout out to Jay Alvarez.
TJ's collab backpack is pretty cool too.
I don't have a collab backpack. It's Jay Alvarez's backpack. Don't be confusing them.
Sorry.
Dut did a great job. We just double checked everything off camera and everything works great. And now Tux, there's plenty of clearance. There's plenty of clearance. And what's awesome is nothing cracked. Like, did a really good job. Dut is proving himself to be quite the fender roller. So now what I want to do is calibrate the AccuAir bag system. So once this calibration is done, its main purpose is no matter where we go, no matter what level each individual wheel is on, the height sensors will be able to do the math equation and figure out what percentage it's being pressed in at, and it will adjust the height accordingly. I'm sure I butchered that, but I'm pretty sure you guys get the point. All right, so what we are going to do, put the car in accessory mode, and we're gonna hold this dot button and the number 2 button for 5 seconds, and it should start its calibration process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm assuming that that means calibration time. So I'm gonna get out of the car, and it should just start dancing. And you'll see what I mean by that when you start seeing it do its thing. Ooh. This is one of the coolest things about the AccuAir setup, is how it does its calibration. I think it's so cool. So I don't know the exact science behind it. What essentially is going on is it's throwing the car up and down, and it's getting measurements and percentages of the height sensors, and it's gonna find its equal balance, and it's gonna give us our max ride height, and it's gonna give us a comfortable normal ride height, and then it's also gonna give us the maxed lowest ride height that is still drivable. And then if you wanna air out completely, you just hold the bottom button and it will just air everything out. That's pretty cool. So it's gonna tell us what the lowest ride height physically possible is for this setup without ruining everything, which is really rad. And it looks like the car's just dancing like a ghost right now, so you gotta love that. This dancing sequence of a calibration will go on for no more than 15 minutes. And when the number 2 is lit up solid, which at the current moment it is not, we will know that we are done. And it will give us our ride height, which is so cool.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to 1. Oh wow, that was fast. This is the lowest height that I can drive at. And like, I obviously can't turn. So like right now, this setting is if I wanted to drive straight on the freeway and be super, super low, This is the car completely aired out right now. I don't remember if our coil setting on the struts are at their lowest setting, but I do feel like I could get a little more lower in the rear. I'm gonna probably go back another day and screw around with that.
I haven't picked the camera up all day since the last clip you saw. Today was a Sunday and I spent the day actually just hanging out with Sabrina, hanging out with our friends. We had a really good day. It was off camera. Sometimes it's just nice to not have the camera up and running while we're doing things. Hope y'all can appreciate that. But before I leave, I want to leave you guys with a little something to expect in tomorrow's video.
Oh yeah.